No entiendes casi el idioma de nosotros, el español. No puedes tomar fotos hoy.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué?
Que aquí en Ecuador no se toma fotos.
¿Por qué?
Eso es prohibido.
Prohibido.
Okay, it's fine.
Let's leave everything and go traveling. See what tomorrow brings. It's only a choice away. Let's back up and leave today. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
So we had left our Airbnb and made it to the outskirts of the city, which was no easy task. And then...
Sube para ver el río.
Suba el río.
Sí, sí, hasta aquí.
Ya, sáquelo.
No, no es Ecuador vehículo, es Estados Unidos,
Pero-
está bien.
Aquí no puede
Sí,
circular.
Eventually.
Nice work, Timothy.
Thanks. Can't wait to get back to the mountains. I swear people were nicer up there. We're down in the lowlands of Ecuador and they not pulled us over, it's a police checkpoint. We've been through many of them. We show our correct documentation, no worries. This time, I think he was gonna do it regardless, but when I had to shut the engine off to get in the center console because the center console was locked, he goes, no, don't shut it off. I said, no, I'm just getting the document. And he goes, no, follow me. And so he pulled us off to the side onto the dirt. And then he starts talking really fast. So it actually was hard to understand. But you know, he was saying you can't have tinted windows, and he says you must pull it off, and I said no, es posible. I didn't know how to say razor, so I said, you know, shave. I need a razor. You give me a razor, fine, I'll take it off. Yeah, it's not legal, and we checked, and it's legal if you're a foreign vehicle, but it's the number one thing I guess they say to foreigners because we all have tint on our windows.
Yeah, we've
that
been
you can't have
warned
tint. As an Ecuador car and as an Ecuadorian, you're not allowed to have tint from everything I've found online. But also from everything I've found online, a foreign vehicle that's been imported for a temporary time, it's legal. So that's what they're trying to get us with, and I just kept saying no. Then he had the ID and he goes, what route are you on? What route? And we're like, oh, it's we're on E25. And he goes, 25, 25. And then he'd laugh because he's just kind of like, you're an idiot. Like obviously, like he kind of held out my ID and then pulled it back. We already had our passports, but he goes like that, and I go, what do you want? What's going on? And finally he says, comida. I said, oh, and so he handed him eggs, literally.
I was like,
And
I have
said,
eggs.
We have
You want
eggs.
eggs?
And he's like, no way to prepare it. I said, we'll prepare you eggs. And he says rice. And I said, oh, we have rice too. So it's just kind of like, look, I'm not playing this game. Excuse my language, but he finally then did say, he says, dinero, but like kind of quiet, knowing I'm not supposed to ask for money. And I said, no, it's rico. I'm not rich, this is my house. We live in this. He goes, what do you do to pay for food? And I said, we make all of our own food. We hardly ever eat out. We don't go to hotels. And he's just kind of laughing and rolling his eyes like, oh, you guys, like, just give me some money. And so, it's tough because I just, in that way, no way. I'll give money to the Red Cross guys or the bomberos, the firefighters that stand on the side of the road, hoping that all goes to the actual causes. But just some guys shaking us down. We've had enough of that. It's not cool, but it happens. This is the first time in Ecuador, but we've passed, even in Ecuador, what do you think? Over 100 cops.
Yeah, in all the small cities, it's actually they've all been really nice and upstanding.
Yeah. He wasn't threatening like the Mexico City cops, which were much more like, I don't know, intimidating, I guess, and angry.
The game that he was playing, and if we didn't play along, he didn't seem to be getting too upset. It was
he more was just
I'm
like,
not
come on,
supposed to do
man,
this,
like,
but come on.
give us some money, and so we just weren't going to do it, and we just didn't. I was ready to spend as long as we needed there, and I think because they weren't intimidating in terms of threatening us to steal from us or to take our car, or it was a little bit more of an even playing field of negotiation to say, look, I don't have a ton of money, I can't just give you money for no reason, and that's not true. And it was easier to discuss, even though we also were somewhat saying our Spanish was worse than it was. Whatever, we didn't pay. I'm happy, and everyone in Ecuador is still nice. It's a bummer that anywhere that happens. We didn't have any corrupt cops in Colombia, so it's a bummer to feel like they're out there again. But at least this was not an intimidating, I'm gonna hurt you guys way, or I'm gonna steal from you way. It was a, come on.
After dealing with the police, we continued on our way. We were headed back up into the mountains. We had talked to several of our friends we had met on the road who were also in Ecuador, and everyone said the beach was less than magical, and that was good enough for us. We found our camp spot for the day, or the night.
Yeah,
and
looks like sort of a rock quarry on the side of the road. We're heading up, kind of on our way to Cotopaxi, but we're not. We're on the other side of the freeway, on the west side of this other freeway where Cotopaxi would be. But we're getting up real high. We're 12.
We're at like almost I think
13?
just under 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty high. It's going to be chilly. Right now it's just a fog bank. And so we can kind of see the road barely up there and barely back there. So we're not really as hidden as we normally like to be. But it's solid fog, at least right now, and the sun's going to be going down within an hour,
Yeah.
so it's kind of
and
like...
we were able to crawl up to an area that you can't just drive a normal car up to, so...
12,300 feet.
Nice.
Easy.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah. Just a place for a night, and then we'll move on in the morning. But it's like 5 o'clock now, so we drove most of, well, the afternoon.
Yeah, we
kinda stayed
started
late.
driving at about 11 a.m. We went to a Napa. I found some Napa brand full synthetic, which is Valvoline full synthetic. They rebrand it, and so it's cheap. It was good stuff. Got a Napa Gold filter, which is a good filter too. So it's kind of nice. Anytime we can find stuff. I have filters we brought with us, so I think I have 2 Toyota filters left for the Land Cruiser. But anytime you can buy one and not have to use one of the ones from home, it's nice. Because some of these countries, like most of Ecuador, we've seen no synthetic oil at all. So it's fine. I don't mind doing an oil change with normal, but it's interesting that you just couldn't even find it.
Or a decent brand, even.
Yeah, or anything that was a brand we'd heard of. And so, boom, then you pull into Guayaquil and there's a Napa. So you stock up and get what you need. But, yeah. We're just hiding in plain sight this morning.
Goose crawled down the several levels from the little rocky quarry to the road, and we were off again, hopefully to make it all the way to Cotopaxi this time. We are camped in Cotopaxi Park.
Yeah.
And it's starting to rain. We're able to have a fire. We just spotted a deer, which was really cool.
Yeah, he's bedded down over there in what is now the fog, so you can't see him. But
Yeah.
it's a cool spot. I mean, Ecuador's been amazing regardless, but here we are at a mountain that has so much notoriety, so much tourism, and we met 2 people who are riding their bikes from Colombia
really
south.
Nice people.
And she's from France, he's from Brazil, but it's a cool spot. I mean, tomorrow night we see enough tracks in the ground. So it's Friday night, by the way.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night we figure it'll be so busy, beach is horrible, loud music, and you know, whatever. But man, this is so nice right now, and we haven't had a fire in how long?
I think
Could be
Guatemala was the last fire we had.
Yeah, so Guatemala on the beach, maybe?
Yeah.
No, that was hot. We didn't have one
up
there.
in the cenotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a small fire there. But I mean, it's been so long, it's ridiculous. And it's probably 40 degrees out, so we know we're going to be cold tonight. But we saw enough firewood, dry-ish firewood,
Yeah.
That I poured some gasoline on. And made it a little bit drier. And we're having a fire. And we're all alone. And the fog is just closing in, so the mountain, you know, one of the world's highest mountains from the center of the earth.
Yeah, we can't see it yet.
No. We're not backpacking it. A little disappointed, but it's a big cost, and hopefully someday we'll do it. But I'm happy. I'm not wanting for anything. So
See how cold we get tonight. As always, thanks for watching, and join us next time as we get to explore more of Cotopaxi, and Goose even rescues a bus.
that happens when you wake up and try and take video. It's a bad idea.
Hi, goodbye.